the economy. The committee is in public session and will be recorded and broadcast throughout Parliament buildings and online. I've received one apology from Mr. Middleton. Happy to note any others. If none, we'll move to declarations of interest. Item number 2. Do members have any issues they wish to declare at this stage? If not, then we move to chairperson's business. A couple of issues, members, with your indulgence, I wish to raise. Item 3.1, following response to a recent Assembly written question, the Minister referred to a review of higher education which is about to be launched in 2025. The committee content that we write to the Department seeking the timeline, terms of reference, including the potential impact on the MAS and CAP and the distribution of students across Northern Ireland University campuses. Members are content? Okay, thank you. Item 3.2, Alliance for Lifelong Learning, not the political party. There was a recent Assembly written question where the Minister referred to the impact measurement of lifelong learning with the Alliance for Lifelong Learning. Our committee content that we write to the Department seeking more information on the related research and initiatives that are being pursued with the Alliance for Lifelong Learning. Are members content?
Yes.
Thank you. We then move item 3.3, members NUS USI. As previously agreed by the committee, I met with representatives of NUS USI in my capacity of chair of the committee yesterday, and a note of the meeting has been issued. Are members content to note that? Thank you. Item 4, members, is draft minutes of our proceedings of the 16th of November, which can be found at page 7 of your pack. Are members content that that's a true and accurate reflection of our deliberations? Thank you. Item 5, matters arising. Members wish to raise any matter from the committee minutes from last week? If none, then members will move to correspondence. An index of the correspondence is provided at item 1 at page 18 of the meeting packs. Item 2 is at page 20, where members are asked to note a departmental response indicating that the department is currently developing the local economic partnership funding formula by the end of December 2024 and will approve development projects from 2025. So this is a key element of the Minister's sub-regional economic plan, the creation of the new local economic partnerships, but at this stage we're not aware of how the 45 million over the next 3 years is going to be allocated. Are members content to note and obviously keep a watching brief on that one? Okay, thank you. Item 3 at page 23, members are asked to note a departmental response indicating that GEMS is to be treated as an undergraduate course and students will be able to apply for tuition fee loans. The department also clarifies that the student loans are between the student and the department, that relate policy is set by the department. Is the committee content that we note this pending a briefing? Mr. Delargy had previously raised a number of important issues in relation to student loans and we're due to receive a briefing on that in January 2025, so are members content with that? Thank you. Item 4, members, is at page 29. Members are asked to note a copy of the SIB report on support for FE students. The report includes forecasts of rising additional student support demand, information on a marked increase in free school meal demand in FE colleges, which has increased by 220% in the last 3 years before the pandemic, falling demand for Care to Learn childcare support, the need to establish a new student welfare fund, the consolidation of other FE supports into a single fund, including Care to Learn childcare support, and the possible introduction of means testing for home to college transport. The department advises that it has taken legal advice on some of its recommendations. For my ignorance, I wasn't aware that FE students could claim free school meals or transport to college, which is obviously important, but our committee content to note this at this stage and then when we receive further updates from the department. Yep. Okay. Item 5, members, page 110. Members are asked to note an update from the department in respect of cooperation with the Department for Education, including the CARES Action Plan, which is to be published in December 2024, and the department will respond separately on the 2014 to 2019 framework. I believe the committee's also received correspondence from Caleb's cause requesting to come and brief the committee.
They have. That will be in our next.
Yep.
We haven't seen that yet. So such as the 14 to 19 framework that the chairperson is referring to there. So remember we wrote about that, about the gateway review and all that stuff. So they're coming back to us separately on that. Sorry, Chair.
Yeah. No, members content. Okay. Item 6 at page 123, members are asked to note response to committee queries from the Minister of Infrastructure indicating that pending receipt of the related TransLink business case that there is no budget to support the extension of the night movers service. Are members content to note at this stage and wait formal notification from the department once the business case is submitted? Or does anybody want to raise anything on that? Content to note. Okay. Item 7 at page 126. Members are asked to note correspondence to committee queries from the Economy Minister indicating DfE is undertaking research with 3 Belfast business improvement districts and TransLink to understand the impact of public transport on the nighttime economy. Members content to note. Thank you. Item 8 is at page 130. Members are asked to note correspondence between the Home Office and the House of Lords Justice and Home Affairs Committee, including commentary on the electronic travel authorisation scheme. Home Office indicates that group ETA applications cannot be made as the ETA scheme relates to individual passports. The response seems to indicate that the ETA applications will be needed for third country visitors to the Republic visiting Northern Ireland. However, there would appear to be exemptions for legal residents of the Irish Republic visiting Northern Ireland. I know this is an issue, Morning Jonathan, that members have raised on a consistent basis and their concern of the ETA and the impact on our tourism industry. So we'll continue to support the Minister for the Economy and his endeavours with the UK Government to try and find derogations for Northern Ireland. Are members content with that? Item 9 is at page 181. Members are asked to note a response from Dr Jordan to committee queries in respect of wellbeing issues linked to productivity, including the 4-day week. Is the committee content to note, or would the committee like the clerk to commission raised to produce something more on this? Can't recall who raised the issue of the project.
No, I think I'm content with them.
Item 10, members, is at page 183. Members are asked to note correspondence from the Competition and Markets Authority advising of the establishment of a UK Government task force to review and stabilise motor insurance costs. This committee was obviously trailblazers on the issue and first raised this, one of our first items, and it's welcome that some action seems to be taken on this. Are members content to note at this stage?
Yeah. Sure, yeah, no, it's a really important piece. We know how bad it is out there for new drivers and getting insurance. Would it be in order for the committee to suggest that once the task force is I suppose they're getting established now, but once they're underway, that they come to the Assembly and particularly maybe come to our committee to brief to let us certainly put on record the situation here in Northern Ireland. It's not just quite the same in GB, and also just for us to understand what their remit will be.
Really content to do that, to write to the task force?
Members content?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody want to raise anything else? No. Okay, that's agreed then, members. Item 11 is at page 190. Members are asked to note a copy of further advice in respect of the UK Government Task Force to review and stabilise motor insurance. So we'll note that, and then also, based on the last one, right in last time for a briefing. Item 12 then, members, is at page 196. Members are asked to note commentary in respect of the need for additional support for families with multiple births, including in respect of employee leave and altering maternity payments to per baby rather than per birth. Is the committee content to note at this stage?
Sorry, Chair. Yeah, I'm obviously interested in childcare and early years, and I wonder if we can forward the letter to the health and education committees, education dealing with the childcare strategy as well. I think that the issues around multiples probably lies more within their remit.
If they haven't already received them, members are
They
content
have
to-
already.
Have they?
No, I'm asking, have they? No.
I suspect they have, but if they have,
Let's
we don't need to
go.
forward. If they haven't, then I'll forward. If that's okay.
Perfect.
It's okay.
Members content with that?
Yeah.
Yep. Item 13, members, is at page 200. Members are asked to note a copy of the Northern Ireland Human Rights Commission Strategic Plan consultation. Members content to note? Yep. Item 14 is at page 213. Members are asked to note a copy of correspondence to the department seeking a meeting on RHI and referencing forensic accounting report. No role for us in that, members, or members content to note? Yeah. Okay, are there any queries in respect of any other items of correspondence? Okay, item 7 then, members, is forward work plan, and I refer you to page 226, and I will hand over to Peter.
So members, yes, there we are at 228 is when the action starts. So we are recessed next week, obviously, and then we have stuff which is scheduled. So I'm sort of still in a wee bit of negotiations with the department about some of the timings of these, but I suspect, right, the Chancellor is going to make her statement on the 30th. What happens then is the executive gets an envelope. Here's how much money you're going to get. The executive then goes into a corner and works out what it's going to spend its money on, and then I anticipate a consultation would be launched. My guess would be that might be in November, it might be in January, but hopefully it'll be in November. So if it is, would the committee like to invite the minister maybe to come along at the end of November and tell us his plans for spending in 25-26? That is something worth talking about, I would suggest, if members are content. I don't know what his diary's like, and I also don't know exactly when the Chancellor is going to pass the envelope to the Executive, and I don't know how long the Executive are going to take, so that date may change a wee bit, if that's okay, members. We'll work around that. That's good. Also, members, the committee wrote to Ulster University inviting them to come up and give evidence around the strategic policy unit, but also other things, McGee student numbers, their UU business model, etc. They've not responded, just to make you aware of that. So I'll go back to them, indicate, as I think that members are keen to hear from them on those
you might know somebody you could speak to. I jest. Yes, no, listen, obviously there's a number of important issues that the committee will want to discuss with them. Obviously understand that they're busy, but yeah, if we could reinforce that we're keen to hear from them on a number of issues, that would be good.
And that's basically all I have. And as I say, we're just about to do a strategic planning session. So look, I filled in the board work programme with all sorts of stuff based on what's coming out of the department. It's much better if members have like really good ideas about what they want to do. Speaking of which, Chairperson, I think Mr. Doherty wishes to come in.
Yeah, no, just a quick point. I know we've been in communication already with the Department for Education, but I think obviously given the Minister's statement, there are cross-cutting issues there this week. Some very positive announcements actually from it. So I just think that it's imperative that we move that discussion along as quickly as possible. I know we had asked for another joint date, and that had been really useful the last time. So it's just to get an update on where that's at, and perhaps to invite both ministers to that as well. I thought it was, what's contained within the Education Minister's statement this week. Some really good information on it, some really good policy changes. So let's try and work together as two committees on that.
So, Chair, do you want to write to the Education Committee and indicate, see if they're up for that, which I imagine they will be. Okay, and so we are still waiting for a response on the 14-19 framework, which is another key area of cooperation. But then there's the other thing, as the members mentioned, about the compulsory school age, not compulsory school age, compulsory education age being raised to 18. Okay, so I'll do that right to the Education Committee to begin with.
Members content with that?
It's even just to clarify that, it's 2 points. It's to clarify when the previous meeting we had asked for was, when that's going to be, and if maybe it makes sense to do it just as a joint session to bring up both items. I think it would make more sense.
Yeah. I'm not being clear. Is that we've been waiting for the departments to respond on the 14-19 strategy. So when they come back and say why they didn't tell either committee about the gateway review and the red status, why they didn't say any of those things. So I think they're taking their time, or they're taking some time, to come up with that response. So hopefully when we come back after Halloween, we'll have that, and we'll hopefully also have a response from the Education Committee saying, yes, we'd love to have a joint session. Let's talk about all these things, and let's invite both ministers to come along.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Chairperson.
Yeah.
Some delegation from.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything anyone else wants to raise on this? Nope. Okay. At this stage, can I, as chair, formally welcome our friends to the committee. You're very welcome here, and we look forward to having some discussion with you once we've finished our official business here shortly. Members, item 8 then is any other business. A member wish to raise any other business at this stage? No. Okay, well then item 9 then, members, is the next formal session of the committee will take place on Wednesday the 6th of November 2024 following the Halloween recess, and the committee will then reconvene at 10:30 in informal session for our strategic planning. So the committee will now adjourn at this stage.
Committee Room 30, sound.